In this video, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about healing away some narcissistic energies. I work a lot with empaths, and so one of the things about being an empath is it's wonderful. We feel everything. We're very connected. At the same time, we feel everything and we're very connected. I have a lot of clients right now who are experiencing this transition out of former narcissistic relationships or complexities into their own inner strength, inner power. It sounds fantastic, but if you've actually experienced a close proximity connection that was that magnitude of toxic, you know as well as I that it is traumatic. And we need to take a second to just acknowledge and honor that. It is traumatic. You're not crazy. You were inside of cuckoo crazy land for a while, and like a virus trying to control you and convert you into its own delusional insanity, you were pulled into things that weren't you, and now you're getting free of it, but all these little cords and these tentacles and this stuff is trying to like pull you back in. And the reason why this topic is so important right now, everyone's talking about it. The word narcissism is used everywhere. It's ridiculous, in fact, because humanity as a whole has to look at this one. This is the big virus. This is the big frustration, the challenge. I mean, call it what you want. The devil, a Tico, call it narcissism, call it psychological, spiritual. It is not interdependence. It is not a balance of oneness and autonomy, which is necessary if we're going to experience this ascension in a fluid way. Codependency on any form, the victim and the bully dynamic, that is the realm of pride. If you look at the work of David R. Hawkins, he described the idea that at the level below courage is pride. Pride gives birth to everything. Every single spiritual doctrine has said that pride is the beginning of a fall. Pride is where everything starts falling apart, because pride has to fight something. Because it's hollow on the inside, it's got to prove itself. Whereas when you finally get to the point of like, okay, I can let this go, or I can transcend this, and you go into the higher frequencies of, wait a second, I don't need to fight with a crazy, delusional insanity vibration. I get to actually be happy and have my own life. I get to be full of love. I get to experience actual joy and not feel guilty about it. I get to have abundance, and it's okay. No one's going to swoop in and try and undermine me at the last second. As you step into this and you feel this strength of who you are, the delusional crazy that you aren't fades away. But what I've come to see and appreciate in a lot of conversations is that there's this residual time frame. And so if we look at the keynote thing of healing this toxicity out of your fields, number one, take full ownership. Doesn't mean you did anything wrong. It doesn't mean you did anything wrong at all, in fact. Chances are you probably did the best you possibly could, but nothing will damage a healthy psyche more like doing the absolute best you can, and things should be going in a better way, right? The should word. And they don't. And you're like, well, what am I doing incorrectly? Nothing. I mean, nothing. It's kind of like if you water a rock, it's not going to grow into a tree. You could love that rock a lot, but it's not going to grow into a tree. And one of the things that happens is when those of us who are empathic, because we see through the illusion, we see the light in everyone. We probably love everyone too, right? You probably love people. That's great, isn't it? You know, kumbaya. At the same time, when you have an ability to see people for who they really are, beyond all the persona and the personality and all the humanness, you see the soul. And the soul is innocent and is pure. But there are those who, through a variety of choices, have gotten a little separated from that. And so it's almost like their true self is hidden behind this big, gooey, thick tar field, and there's this person standing on top of it. And you can see past all the goo and the weird within them, and you're like, you know what? I see the beauty in you. I see the light in you. I am going to assist you in this. Or at this point, you might be like, I'm done. I'm over it. But we're going to talk about the two different phases of getting out of the narcissist vibration, and then the third, which is the core step. And the idea is this. When you come into contact with it, it happened for a good reason, probably to require you to evaluate your worthiness. Some of us as light workers, some of us as incarnated angels, star seeds, all the different semantic terms. Those of us who are here to assist humanity's evolutionary process, we are all empathic, because we have to be. In order to understand what is going on, we all of us have to have this awareness of the state of human consciousness. And we're of the mindset where we're not going to be numbing ourselves anymore, ignoring it. But there are a lot of people who are feeling these horrible feelings of unworthiness, self-hatred, and they go into these victim roles or these attacker roles. Pride, what does pride do? Pride gives birth to anger and then, desires, and all these different heavier emotions that bring you down into guilt and shame and grief and all this different stuff. When people who hate themselves need to prove themselves by attacking you or your light, or by being jealous of you and your light and trying to misuse it or misdirect it, they're attempting to sway you into feeling like they're a victim. When you have victims who are not wanting to do their work, many blessings to everyone, and some people really have been wronged. That said, there are those who like the victim role. That's been my man, I gotta tell you, friend, this is a lesson that I should have learned many times over, but there's something that's like, by golly gee, I'm gonna carry them up the mountain. Yeah, I can do this. I will love this person back into the light, and that's fantastic. Love does conquer all, but who knows how much time it will take with any given individual. And if you're giving all your life force and your love to one person, and it's not being given to the 75 others who could receive that love or that assistance, whatever the case may be, are you helping anyone? Or are you exhausting and maddening yourself by giving to the black hole? And so is the idea. One wants to try and fight you, one wants to try and suck you in. It's just the corruption of masculine and feminine energies, which has been at the core of this whole thing for a while. And if we look at where some of the most effective narcissistic scenarios have happened, it's between men and women. Men and women they're not better than each other. They are 100% equal in perfectly different ways. Two sides of the same coin. They're the same coin. We know this, right? But we have a lot of angry females, mad males, a lot of mad males, mad females, and they create this sort of craziness in the collective unconscious that we all experience. And it brings into the victim energies and then the grief and the fighting. And so when you're in the process of getting free of this vibration, first and foremost, honestly, just take time every day with your hands over your heart center and just repeat the mantra, I love you. I love, like, to you. Because you're good at giving your love away. You're also good at maybe, thinking you're not worthy of being loved because you're trying to carry the wrong person up the mountain. Pull back. Pull back. You're not being asked to charge in right now. This isn't what that's. Pull back into you. Focus on becoming a lantern instead of, oh no, I've got to do this, that, the other, or bombarding yourself with, how did I let that happen? Because this has been around for how many thousands of years? We're in the process of transcending it, which is great. Yay. At the same time, we have to, in a sense, restore our buoyancy to get above it, to rise above the heavier frequencies. Otherwise, if you try to address something within it, what did Einstein say? No problems can be solved at the level that they recognize. You have to rise above it. Judging this archetypal energy, this narcissistic vibration, that's not rising above it, that's feeding it. It needs you to judge it, because then it can fight with you or it can be a victim. And so if you have been wronged, and I'm sorry that you experienced this, I fully honor you and behold you and ask that your healing journey is as sweet and as flowing as possible. If you have been wronged, you got to own it. Something in you did call that in. Man, friend, I have to say, I have succeeded in calling in some pretty spectacular energy vampires, because there's a part of me that's like, love everybody, help everyone. But that's fantastic, yes, except help the right people. If you give your light and your strength to the right people, the light expands, and then this craziness can't hide anywhere, and it gets flushed out. But to be able to give your light to the right people, you have to recognize the right people. And this is the part where we might say, oh, we're all one big family. Yeah, but you know what? We are one big family, and that's fantastic. But if someone comes into your home and takes a big crap in your living room, every time you invite them over, how many times are you going to let that happen? I mean, who's really confused in this situation? Yes, this person needs some help, but you have 83 other things to do. You can help this one person who has this really weird ritual of crazy, or I love you, we're going to take some time, and you pull back and you don't let the poison into your home anymore. And this is the idea of the mantra, which is so simple and so healing and so profound. Ho'oponopono work, the Hawaiian healing style. How's it go? I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, or variations of that. And the idea is that anything that we're calling in is something we're healing within ourselves. Not always doing it just for us. A lot of us who are old souls, some of us are cocky. We're like, yeah, I'll take that on. That sounds fantastic. Oh my gosh, a super dysfunctional family. I'm gonna dive right into that one. Oh my goodness. Lots of trauma and betrayal. Sign me up. You know, it's like, well, I don't know what I was thinking when I signed up for this particular walk, but we all think that, you know, our life is the most challenging, or with it, you know, it is hard because it's designed to test us into mastery. This life is designed to test you into mastery. This isn't like oh, I'm gonna fly by. This is one of those mastery lifetimes because you are capable. But unless you pull your energy back and just hold the mantra of I love you, I love you, I love you, and just really breathe it into yourself for a time. And you give yourself time to reaffirm this. Because when you say I love you, what's it going to do? Love flushes up the shadow. Guess what? This whole thing likes to hide in the shadow. Anywhere it's been able to hang out in your field, in your psychic energy, in your aura, any entities, if you believe in entities, they're not going to like it when you pull back in and you fill yourself up with your own love. Because then you're not going to be edible. You're going to be a little too hot. You know, it's like they need you cold and afraid or fighting and engaged because they can manipulate the energy. They, as in whoever's entangled in this mess. As you're disentangling yourself, one, thank you, truly. It takes a lot of awareness and a lot of courage to do that. Number two, I love you. I really pull it back in, pull it back in. It's not egocentric love. You're talking to your soul. You're talking to your inner child. You're talking to that deep part of you that the personality may have wronged when you agreed to something or you took something, whatever it may be, because these are deep wounds we're healing within ourselves, but also beyond ourselves. And so the more you repeat the mantra, I love you, it seems rudimentary, you'll notice it flushing things up to be cleared. Or you'll feel guilty, like, I should call this person, or this, that. Sometimes you should just sit with yourself and repeat this mantra. A lot of my clients are warriors and badasses. Forget my language on YouTube, but the idea of this type of an energy is that those of us who are really strong sometimes don't know when to take a step back. We're being made to learn this lesson in a loving way, but it's more like, learn this right now. And so take that step back, bring your hands over your heart center, focus into those who show up for you instead of those who try to like battle with you and make you wrong, or those who are like, oh, rescue me, or those who try to delay everything until tomorrow. Take time for you, reset, recenter, fill your cup and your clarity, and you'll know what to do and where to put your energy, and you will heal, but let yourself heal. I have a lot of clients, I love my clients and the people who I work with, because I seem to attract just very strong old souls. And they're like, oh, I healed 7%. I'm going to charge back in there. I'm like, whoa, how about we just stop for a little bit longer, kind of pull back, recenter. If you're in the process of healing this, whether it was a influx recently or like a long thing you're getting out of, the more times you repeat, I love you, and you feel into this energy, the more you're creating a protective field around you so that you can be free of it on every level. Because if you don't clear your field, you're going to re-attract it. And number two, filling yourself with love is the most powerful elixir possible, because love is truth, fear is not, period. But fear is manipulative, holy crap. And love, what does love do? It's like, love conquers all. Yes, it does. But how long does it take? And what is love? Sometimes love is a line. It's like a no. Sometimes love is a sledgehammer from spirit. You know, sometimes love is a very elaborate thing that we are all attempting to remember right now. So practicing the mantra, I love you, helps call it in, because the call does compel the answer. If you want some powerful tools, go to affirmationmeditation.com. At the very least, get the document and watch the bonus video. But this curriculum will assist you in freeing yourself from this crazed web. I'm sorry for what you've experienced. I honor you. I honor your process. Take full responsibility and take time for yourself to say I love you many times over. All right, friend. Many blessings. Thank you for watching. Please like the video. Leave me a comment. I'm new to this whole YouTube thing, but I feel like I'm supposed to share stuff, mostly because I'm looking to reach out to my brothers and sisters who have that Phoenix type vibration. Phoenix archetype. What is that, by the way? Phoenix archetype is like the Christ Redeemer archetype. Is it religious? No. But what it is our brother Yeshua, who we call Jesus now, is like the ultimate Phoenix energy. Resurrection and life. And the idea of this other factor is it's not resurrection and life. It's like decay and death. That's not for us. We're rising above it. So I don't know what you believe, but if you're watching this video, you do have a kinship with the Redeemer archetype, which is a very beautiful, powerful essence. Resurrection and life. Freedom. Love, life, and light. My friend, many blessings. Thank you for who you are, and thank you for the work you're doing, and thank you for your time.